Cubs, then would join the New Orleans Black Pelicans before making baseball history as a member of the Negro League's Indianapolis Clowns. She would join the Clowns in 1953, second baseman. As a matter of fact, she took the roster place of someone you've likely heard his name before, the legendary Henry M.
I played football for players. Then it became City Monarchs, and then in back east, the Clowns.
Indianapolis Clowns?
Yeah, the Indianapolis Clowns.
You're playing second base?
Second base.
Was there a marketing slant to this? Of course it was. But what in business is not about marketing? But it certainly does not diminish the talent that Toni Stone brought to the table. And Toni Stone faced her own challenges playing in the Negro Leagues. Of course, she had to fit in with the fellas, and you had to earn their respect.
She swings that wood just as hard as many men.
And she was certainly able to do that. As a matter of fact, the more they challenged her, the more aggressively they played trying to prove a point that she didn't belong, the better she responded.
The harder they knock me, the harder they kick me, the harder I come back.
Here's Toni Stone stepping in for the Clowns. Swings and lines one towards the gap. And that's down. A base hit. Throw into third. And the throw's offline. Safe at third.
I guess you could say that Toni Stone's improbable journey into professional baseball had a little divine intervention. Because when she was 10 years old, Toni Stone's parents, who was not exactly happy that she had fallen in love with baseball, and so they brought the priest to sit her down and have a conversation with her. Well, the priest had seen Toni play, and so what did the priest do? He signed her up to play for his baseball team. The rest, of course, is history.
I didn't know what to really say in Cooperstown. Thank you, Mother. Thank you, Daddy. I don't know what I was thinking then. They was trying in so many ways to stay out of baseball.
Toni Stone digging in, a chance to do some damage here. To short, could be two. Now he launches a throw over his head. Pulls him to third safely as a run scores.
Toni Stone's mom wanted her to try figure skating instead of baseball, thinking it was more feminine. She bought Toni a pair of skates, and Toni won the St. Paul skating competition.
Line to left. Sanders makes the grab. And there's two away.
Figure skating didn't really stick with Toni, though. She said she brought the trophy home, handed it to her mom, and picked up her bat and glove. Baseball was her first love.
That's towards center. Newman hauls it in, and there's one away. Toni Stone digging in now. In the dirt. No advance. Good job behind the dish. She swings and hits a fly ball. Center field. He's under it. Brings it in. And there's one away. You know, about the only talent her family had that Toni did was music. Her mom and aunt played piano.
For Toni Stone, there was already immense pressure to go play with the men. But when you step in to try and fill the enormous shoes of a young phenom by the name of Henry Aaron, that pressure is even greater. You see, Henry Aaron had played while briefly with the Indianapolis Clowns and had put on a show for the 3 months or so that he was with the Clowns. And here comes one Toni Stone to step in and fill his roster place in 1953. Now, you can't fill the shoes of the house, but Toni Stone rose above it all and played this game tremendously.
Is among the league leaders in hitting and stolen bases.
Making history as the first woman to play professional baseball.
Stone steps to the plate with the bases loaded. Swing and a high fly ball to left. He's got it. Runner tags for third. The throw is offline and he's in to score. And they lead by 3. Toni Stone digging in now. And a rope into center field, base hit. Hughes around third. He'll score, and they're up by 3.
You know, replacing Henry Aaron with Toni Stone wasn't as far-fetched as it might sound today. She had really good hitting ability and great base running, and even showed some good power in BP.
0-1's the count.
One down, base is empty. In the air, right side. Walker on his way over. Hauls it in for the out. Another thing about Toni replacing Henry, Chris, by 1953, baseball was racially integrated, so a lot of black players would sign with MLB teams instead of Negro League squads. That opened up a door for Toni. And Stone is retired.
No surprise that Toni was a major inspiration for women in baseball. Both Mamie Peanut Johnson and Connie Morgan tried out and made the Clowns after reading about Toni's success with the team in 1953.
The pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck her out. Some high cheese for strike 3. And there's a foul ball. Base knock center field. Throw stops the lead runner at second. 2 on and 2 out.
The fear that was oftentimes associated with the women playing the game was that they might get overpowered at home plate. But you see, Toni Stone was fearless. So she wasn't worried about getting overpowered. She held her own in the batter's box. But in the field, she was just as adept at playing second base as the fellas was. And she could field her position. Great range, a strong throwing arm that she oftentimes showcased to the delight of fans who filled the ballpark to see a woman playing with the fellas.
This second base lady is up in the NAL to stay. It's a woman's world.
At the plate, Kent. Up the middle. Oh, can't pick it up cleanly. So 2 down. And now the shortstop, Kent. Up the middle. Stone fields it. Jump throw. Now she launches a throw over his head. Kent digs in now. Ground ball up the middle. It's in and out of her glove. So 2 down, and next will be the cleanup hitter, Kent. On the ground. Now a jump throw.
Toni Stone knew she was a woman in a man's world, but she was up to the...
Kent now at the plate. Bounced up the middle. Stone. Jumps, throws. Throw sails over his head at first. And the batter will be the shortstop, Kent. Up the middle. Jump throw across her body.
Toni Stone, in a career that had many highlights, would say herself that her greatest accomplishment was getting a hit off of the legendary Leroy Satchel Paige. But Toni wasn't alone. A lot of Negro League players would also say their greatest accomplishment was getting a hit off of Leroy Satchel Paige because, y'all, Satchel didn't give up many hits. But Toni was so proud of the fact that she stood in that batter's box, stared down the immortal Leroy Satchel Paige, and got that hit off of him. And it was an amazing moment in an amazing career for the legendary Toni Stone.
Now it's the second baseman, Toni Stone. The line to kick the pitch. On the ground to the left. Zips it across. And a quick out, number one. So the lineup flips over. Toni Stone digging in now. That smash towards center. Newman pulls it down, and there's 2 gone. Swings through that one. 0-1.
0-1's the count.
Swing and a miss. That one in the dirt.
0-2's the count.
So Satchel gets the better of Toni this time. And first offering is fouled off. 1 down, base is empty. In the air to left center. Makes the grab for the second out. Here's the second baseman, Toni Stone. Hit to right, and that ought to do it. That's the ball game.
Toni Stone was a tremendous athlete. She was a multi-sport athlete. She played basketball, she played softball, she played football, and she also ran track. Could run the 100-yard dash in 11 seconds. So yes, she had tremendous athleticism. Don't take my word for it. Take the word of the legendary Henry Aaron, who praised Toni Stone as a good ball player, or her teammate here in Kansas City, Ernie Banks, who could pick it himself, who would say of Toni Stone that she was smooth in the infield.
Big spot here as Toni Stone digs in with the bases loaded. Stone blasts this one deep to left. That's got a chance. And it's off the out-of-town scoreboard. McDonald headed for the plate. The relay throw. It's offline, and he scores. It's 5-0. And there's a rocket into the outfield. They get it in quickly. So first and second now, 1 out.
It was rough in a small town, being called tomboy.
Well, that must have been hard for you then. I mean, to follow your dream like that.
Yes, but I showed it now. Get you one because I got mine.
In 1953, Toni Stone made history when she became the first woman to play professionally with the men in the Negro Leagues. And while that is certainly a milestone, she opened the door for her fellow Indianapolis Clown colleagues, Connie Morgan and Mamie Peanut Johnson. As young ladies who make their way here to the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum, many of them softball players, the look of awe that they carry with them when they are introduced to these three pioneering women who played baseball. And they played baseball with the fellas. And every so often, someone will say, well, one day a woman will play in the major leagues, or a woman will play professional baseball. And for me, I'm like, no, it won't be one day. The question is, when will it happen again? Because it already has happened. What we are doing is fueling dreams. We're fueling the possibilities that come from this incredible story of amazing athletes who overcame the obstacles that were in front of them to go after their dreams. For Toni and Mamie and Connie, it was the dream of playing baseball, and they were able to fulfill that dream. And the Negro Leagues gave them a platform to do just that. This museum, it is also about fueling dreams, hopes, and possibilities. Mm-hmm.